Hey guys, it's Zach, and thanks for stopping by. With the recent launch of the GoPro Hero 5, I decided to take the plunge and make my very first foray into the world of action cameras. While I don't plan to be doing any extreme activities, I am keen to see if the GoPro would make a good portable pocket camera for shooting in everyday conditions. The packaging for the Hero 5 is consistent with what we have seen with GoPros of the past, and inside the box we're provided with the camera unit, which sits inside the included mounting frame and accessory mount, a USB cable, a removable battery, and documentation. While I don't have an earlier model to perform a side-by-side comparison, the Hero 5 shares a similar shape and dimension to its predecessors. For a first-time GoPro owner, my initial impressions are that the build quality feels really good. There's good weight to the camera, and the rubberized textures help when gripping the camera body. Taking a physical tour of the body, along the top you have a large shutter button and microphone. On the left side is a physical mode button, which can be used in menu navigation and to toggle the camera's power on and off. Along the right hand side is a flap that conceals your input connections, which is a USB Type-C for charging and data transfer, and also a micro HDMI port for media output. Along the bottom is the GoPro speaker for audio playback and a flap for the removable battery and micro SD card. The front features the camera lens, which has a 12 megapixel sensor, along with a small monochrome informative LCD display. On the back is a 2-inch color LCD touchscreen. While it's not the sharpest screen, it does a decent job as a viewfinder and for playback of your recorded media. The touchscreen is fairly responsive, however, from time to time you may encounter a little bit of lag and some touches not registering. The screen also won't detect your touch if it's wet. While the Hero 5 can take photos and time lapses, I will focus more on the video capabilities as I am a YouTuber. So once in video mode, you can easily change the capture resolution anywhere from 480p all the way to 4K. Once you select your desired resolution, you can move across and choose your frame rate. At this point, the GoPro will only allow you to select compatible frame rates to go with your selected resolution. So for 4K, you're limited to either 30 or 24 frames per second. For those of you like me who are still capturing at 1080p, we can select frame rates all the way up to 120 frames per second. Here is a sample of footage taken at 1080p at 120 frames per second in both normal, and then I'll slow it right down for you. The Hero 5 has auto low light and image stabilization, but there are some limitations. For example, auto low light only works if the frame rate is 48 frames per second or higher, and image stabilization won't work if your frame rate setting is higher than 96. While auto low light is a good feature to have, it can introduce a lot of noise into your footage. One recommendation would be to lower your frames per second to 24. To maximize the amount of light the camera lets in and to minimize the noise. I tested the Hero 5 outside to see how the microphones worked and to determine if it could make a good vlogging camera. So we all know that the GoPro has 3 built-in microphones and that it picks up or chooses, the best input signal to actually use in when it records. So I'm outside in a public park. It's not too noisy. There is a little bit of a breeze going on. And I'm just holding the GoPro. So this will give you an idea of the sort of audio that you can expect. And I don't know, you might be able to hear cars and stuff driving around. It'll be interesting to see how that sort of sounds. Obviously, it's not going to compare as great as a proper dedicated microphone that you'd have attached to, say, a DSLR camera. But, for a small compact unit, it's not too bad. So again, this gives you a bit of an idea of what sort of audio you would pick up using the GoPro Hero 5. After reviewing the footage, the Hero 5 did a decent job at picking up my voice. However, even with wind reduction turned on, it still would pick up a lot of the ambient noise, even from the slightest of breezes. While some of the wind noise can be removed in post-production, this is not the most ideal scenario. When it comes to charging times, the GoPro will take around 1.5 to 2 hours to get a full charge from the battery. Depending on your settings, you should be able to get between 1 to 2 hours of recording time. So make sure you grab yourself some spare batteries. One thing I noticed with mine was that the battery was depleted after 2 days of being left in the camera while turned off. After updating the firmware, I can confirm that the battery is no longer being depleted as rapidly as it did when I first got my GoPro, so be sure to do a firmware update straight away. Voice commands are a new addition in the Hero 5, and I can see some real-world applications where this could be useful. GoPro, take a photo. GoPro, take a burst. GoPro, turn off. Well, that is my review on the GoPro Hero 5. Having not owned one of these before, overall I'm fairly impressed with the compact size, the build quality and the features that it offers. Low light still seems to be a bit of a struggle for GoPros, and some may be turned off by not allowing 4K at 60 frames per second. If you already own a Hero 4, there might not be enough here to warrant an upgrade, but if you're looking for an action camera or even just a compact, pocket-sized point and shoot, then the Hero 5 could be for you. Well, my name is Zach, thanks very much for watching, have a good day.